Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. We are 3 days away from the Super Showdown in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and the WWE has done absolutely nothing on tonight's episode of SmackDown Live to make us have even one reason to truly sit down and watch this shit show on Friday afternoon. And we are going to talk about it as SmackDown Live brings you their go-home show for the worst booked pay-per-view of the whole entire year. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's SmackDown Live review. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
SmackDown Live used to be fun, man. Used to be its own show. It had like a whole different feel to it. It was its own entity. We had AJ Styles over there. It just had a whole different aura about it. It was not better or worse than Raw at times. For the most part, it was the much more tolerable of the two shows. But long gone are those days. Long gone are the days where I looked forward to SmackDown Live over Monday Night Raw, because ever since this ridiculous wild card rule has become in full effect, y'all, these shows have become carbon copies of one another. In fact, SmackDown Live is nothing more than a Cliff Notes version of Monday Night Raw every single week now. Oh, if you missed everything that fucking sucked last night, let's show you a little bit of a Cliff Notes version tonight. You're going to see everything that sucked last night, and then we're going to do it again live, and then we're going to add a few other things that just are nonsensical and completely suck ass. Because that's what we do here in the WWE. We don't produce wrestling, we suck ass. The build for the Super Showdown has been their primary goal over the last few weeks, and it has been an epic failure. The card that they have put together is a collection of matches that I don't even think the most wrestling-hungry fan could get behind. If you were stuck on a fucking island for like 9 years and didn't have access to any cable or access to television or internet, and you had no way of any sort of communication with the outside world, and you missed wrestling for 9 years, and you came back and you sat down to watch the Super Showdown this Friday, you're gonna go, God damn, I didn't miss a fucking thing, and I don't think I'm gonna watch wrestling anymore. Thank you very much. The Undertaker versus Goldberg is how we went off the air tonight. These two 50-something-year-old men, way past their prime, staring at each other in the dark. Because Vince McMahon says so. Because he has deemed this worthy to be happening in the year 2019, when it is questionable to even have happened back in their day. Who gives a shit about this match? What's at stake? What are they fighting for? What does it fucking matter? Who's next? You're next. He's next. Goldberg saying the Undertaker's next. Undertaker, Goldberg, you're next. Next for what? Like I said yesterday, these guys, the only thing they're next in is next in line to collect their fucking paycheck at the end of this show. They're going to be fighting over who goes in Vince McMahon's door first. No, I'm next. No, I was next. No, I'm next. You're next. I'm next. They just figure out who's older. And the older guy goes in first. That's how it should be. Respect. What the fuck are we watching this match for? What do you think you're going to see? You think you're going to see anything close to the simulation that we ran in 2K that you can watch here on this channel live? Because that's going to be infinitely more entertaining than what we are going to get from the Undertaker versus Goldberg. What kind of bullshit shenanigans are they going to fucking pull on Friday? If there's any reason to watch, it's going to be to see what kind of bullshit the WWE throws at us, especially when it pertains to that matchup. Who gives a shit? Why do you give a shit about that? Why do you give a shit about Randy Orton versus Triple H? Why do you give a shit about anything that has been booked for this show? Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin? That's a fucking hard pass. The only one match on that card is Finn Balor versus Andrade. That's the only match worth watching on the entire show. Everything else is just bullshit. Fucking awful. SmackDown Live tonight was just a fucking echo of everything that is wrong with Monday Night Raw. It has become the Shane and Roman show, featuring Charlotte Flair and friends. The same handful of fucking jack-offs in the wild card scenario every single week. Roman, Shane, Drew, the Revival. And that's not even counting the bullshit they throw at us with the 24/7 title. And just because they feel like having Alexa Bliss on the show tonight, there's no fucking rhyme or reason to have a Moment of Bliss tonight. Why is Alexa Bliss on SmackDown Live talking shit about the SmackDown Live Women's Division and the SmackDown Live Women's Champion when she's on Monday Night Raw? The brand split is dead, everybody. That is what if you learned anything from these last few weeks, is that the brand split is dead. Do you even remember who's on what show and what girl is in what brand and what's going on here? What the fuck is going on here? Why are we having a Moment of Bleh on SmackDown? Oh, it's the first time ever. I hate that phrase because it's just an excuse for the WWE to just do stupid shit. Just because it's the first time ever don't mean it should happen at all. I barely want to see a Moment of Blech on Monday Night Raw. This whole segment leads to a triple threat match featuring Charlotte Flair, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss of Monday Night Raw. And the winner of this matchup is going to be able to face Bayley at Stomping Grounds. That's just fucking ridiculous. We're just placing people in matches. Nobody has to earn anything anymore. And what sense does it make to have a woman who is predominantly on Raw challenging for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship just because there's a fucking wild card rule? She could just go do that? What about the other girls on SmackDown? What about Ember Moon? Why isn't she in the mix? What about Asuka? Where is everybody? I know Ruby Riot's injured right now, but what about Liv Morgan? I'd rather fucking see Liv Morgan in the ring. Can you believe I'm saying that? Than see something that makes no sense, like Alexa Bliss challenging for the championship of the other show. Just because it's wild card, bitches! Yeehaw! It's fucking ruining everything. It really, really is. It's just complete and utter bullshit. Just like the whole situation with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler had a great promo package put together for him tonight by the WWE editing team. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself while I'm watching this, if they would have aired this like a couple of weeks before the return of Dolph Ziggler, and then actually had him come out and be a confident, different version of himself, this might have been a different and better way to relaunch Dolph Ziggler. But instead, you have him out there in his, hey, it should have been me. It should have been me. I'm deserving. You didn't deserve it. I deserve it. But actually, no. He goes down this whole other weird path with it now. It's just like, no, you do deserve it, Kofi. And you're awesome. And, you know, it's great for you. And I'm so proud of you. And this and that. Building Kofi Kingston up just to go, yeah, but it should have been me. It should have been me. I should have been in WrestleMania. I should have been this. This is what Dolph Ziggler's doing right now. Instead of coming out there and being that arrogant, full of himself, show-off Dolph Ziggler, he doesn't have to look the same that he used to. He could have came out and changed up the outfit a little bit, did his new fucking hair. He could have came out dressed like he does for his stand-up comedy. It wouldn't have made a lick of difference if his attitude was right. And the attitude that he's got right now, this I'm looked down on. I work so hard and nobody cares. And I've never been rewarded. This is a guy that's been a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. I've never been rewarded for any of my work. And I get overlooked and Kofi gets a moment and I don't get a moment. Blah. This is the character of Dolph Ziggler right now. He comes off as the most pathetic and unlikable schlub you have ever seen in your life. He's so desperate. It's like he's sitting out there on his knees begging the fans, please like me. I wish you guys would just like me. Please just like me and stop booing me so that they can give me championships like Kofi, please. You know what? Maybe if he would have said shit like that, I'd find it more entertaining. But this should have been me bullshit is ridiculous. And the WWE writing staff has to have a field day with it. They give Kofi Kingston a promo, go, oh, should have been you, could have been you, would have been you. What did fucking Kofi Kingston turn into Dr. Seuss all of a sudden? And then this whole opening segment just turns into a point-off at the end. Dolph Ziggler's pointing at the screen, watch this. Kofi Kingston's like, yeah, well, watch this. And Dolph Ziggler's like, oh, not saying a word, just pointing in. He didn't even want to say anything. He's just like, point, look at this, point. And on that note, the fucking people that run the machines in the back, they either are really good mind readers or this was just so poorly planned. Like, you have Kofi Kingston standing in the middle of the ring. He had no idea that Dolph Ziggler was going to show this fucking promo package that he was going to show, but he has some sort of a rebuttal ready to go. He's like, oh yeah, but you seem to have left out this piece of footage. How do you know what footage he left fucking out, bro? You had no idea he was going to show you that video. And don't come at me, oh, it's wrestling, idiot. It's a TV show, idiot. Yeah, of course it is. And that's what makes this worse, because you make your fucking cast look like a bunch of idiots. And you make me feel like an idiot. Kofi Kingston knew that Dolph Ziggler was going to show a whole entire career retrospective of himself, showing himself in all the better versions of himself that he is right now, and not show the part where he walked out with the U.S. title. He knew that was going to be missing from the fucking reel, so he had it already ready to go. Oh, by the way, guy in the back at the desk, make sure you have this fucking reel ready to go for me, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to pull this out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to pull this out. So go back to that very specific December 19th date and pull that film and have it ready to go. Is that what happened in the back? And then you had Dolph Ziggler as well. Yeah, guess what? If he comes at me with some other stupid piece of footage, I want you guys to have this footage ready of me kicking his ass every week for the last week and a half. What kind of fucking nonsense is this? They're so bad at writing stories that they can't have their superstars relay the message verbally, that they have to rely on video packages, and they're playing fucking musical video packages. Here's mine, here's yours, here's mine, here's yours, because we can't fucking talk. And when we do talk, we cry, it should have been me. I hate Dolph Ziggler. I hate this incarnation of Dolph Ziggler. In case that wasn't coming off properly, I just wanted to lay that out there. I love the guy. I think he's done a fantastic job in the world of professional wrestling, and he deserves what he's asking for, to be honest with you. But this version, I just want to grab him by his stupid sweatshirt and smack him so hard that his curls straighten out. And then maybe he'll get some fucking sense knocked into him, because this is a terrible characterization of Dolph Ziggler. Kofi Kingston, on the other hand, it was great to see him in Ghana. It was great to see that footage of, what kind of an impact it truly has to the culture and the place where he was born and the place that he considers a part of his upbringing, and to see how they loved him there. It's really cool, man. It's cool to see somebody go back to where they came from and be so loved and respected, and it makes you grateful for Kofi that he was able to have this moment. Whoever fucking shits on Kofi Kingston for being the champion, shame on you, because it might not be the best championship reign ever, but it is historic and it is worth note. And it's fun. It's fun right now. It's different, and at least it's not around the fucking waist of Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns. So I'll take it. That being said, this whole opening segment transitioned into The New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And I have no idea why they got involved. There is no explanation of it. And quite frankly, if I'm being honest with you guys, instead of listening to Dolph Ziggler crying about his eyes should have been me, I would have much rather Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out and tell us what the fuck is going on. Why has Sami been coming to SmackDown Live so many times? Ever since the fucking shakeup and the wild card. Why is he so buddy-buddy with Kevin Owens again all of a sudden? Why are they still wanting to kick the shit out of the New Day? Why are we having this match tonight? A couple of things that might have made it more interesting to sit down and watch a completely fucking random tag team pairing. Just makes no sense. Oh, well, they've been fighting. Of course. Of course, so that's why we gotta see it again? We got to see it again. What happened to the days of the champ just getting his promo segment? Why couldn't it have just ended with Dolph Ziggler walking to the back? And then the champ leaving the ring, and that's it. And then go to your next segment. It was completely necessary to have Dolph Ziggler super kicking the shit out of everybody. Then you could have done that in the back. You could have had Kofi standing in the back with one of the promo bot girls, and while he was unexpecting, get kicked in the side of the face by Dolph Ziggler. You know, back when wrestling was good and they did these things, and they didn't just throw everything out there in an overbloated 15-minute fucking segment, which led into a match, which then concludes with more post-match bullshit, which is still touching upon what we started the show with in the first place. It used to be spread out across the show. It used to leave you wanting more, but now everything is just answered in 20 minutes and they don't give you a fucking reason to care. Do you have any reason to believe Dolph Ziggler is going to beat Kofi Kingston at the Super Showdown? Because I do not. The tag team match was mildly good at best. There's just nothing behind it. There's no meaning to it. So if matches are just fucking thrown together all willy-nilly and bullshit like this with no explanation behind it, no reason, Kevin Owens was already done with Kofi Kingston. Why are we still doing this? Like, there's no reason for it. Then I'm not invested and I don't care. This was just a token tag team matchup so that the WWE can say, look, we had a wrestling match here. Insert random wrestling match here.
Random!
That's all they want. Random fucking wrestling. We don't care. Just throw a match out there. Doesn't matter. We got to get to a moment of bliss. Fucking awful. We go to Shane McMahon, of course. As soon as Shane McMahon's fucking face hits the screen, I immediately become disinterested and zone out. I go to my phone, I go check my Twitter. I've been playing that new WWE mobile game, which is actually kind of fun. But most of the times I get into those games and then I'm into them for about a week or two, and then the whole craze just fizzles out really quickly. Probably when they start asking for money and wanting me to pay for things, and it just gets too difficult to compete. And that's usually what happens with the WWE mobile games. And it's much more interesting to talk about any of that shit than it is to talk about anything that has to do with Stain McSweaty Balls fucking McMahon. Who gives a shit? A moment of bliss. Alexa Bliss sitting there with her fucking coffee. Thank God she didn't spill it all over herself tonight. Her special guest was Bayley. She had Bayley come out so she could piss all over her. Not literally, obviously, because that would have at least, I would have said, was entertaining. This was just more bullshit woman segment nonsense with overwritten scripts and Carmella coming out and then Charlotte Flair coming out. And oddly enough, I don't have a problem with Charlotte Flair being involved. In fact, this is exactly where Charlotte Flair belongs. Where she didn't belong was on Monday Night Raw last night. So the fact that she was on Raw last night getting involved in fucking Becky Lynch's business with Lacey Evans, that just makes her being there tonight more of this overexposed, bloated fucking bullshit that makes the show feel like I'm watching the same show every single time. Because the same people are in the same positions doing the same thing, and a few of the names and faces around them have changed, but essentially the show is centralized and focused on Shane McMahon, Roman Reigns, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair inserts herself into this triple threat scenario thanks to Shane McMahon. We have to mention fucking Shane McMahon, even when he's not on the fucking screen, and even when he should have nothing to do with the segment, like the women's division, we have to talk about him. So they're having this triple threat, and the winner gets to fight Bayley at Stomping Grounds. Then we go to 24/7 bullshit. R-Truth is in the back with Carmella, coming back from her interview. He can't handle defending the championship at all times anymore. Carmella gets a phone call from fucking Shane McMahon. More fucking Shane McMahon. Stain McStuntman. Now he's on the phone. At least we don't have to hear his voice, but apparently the jackass is on the phone. For some reason, he's calling Carmella. Why? Why is he fucking calling Carmella? To tell R-Truth that he's having a match tonight. And once again, because it's SmackDown Live and he's Stain McStuntman, he could do whatever the fuck he wants while he sweats all over the place, he's lifting the rules of the 24/7 championship once again. Oh, the rules do not apply during your match. You're going to have a fucking lumberjack match. You're going to have all these fucking people around the ring, but nobody can touch you except Elias. And Elias wants to fucking take vengeance on R-Truth for what happened last week and what happens again. Elias wins the championship from R-Truth in some very unceremonious fashion, and then these two guys disappear underneath the ring. The referee counts once again. R-Truth comes out. He wins back the 24/7 championship underneath the ring where nobody can see it. And that's where the championship should be kept. Keep the belt under there where nobody could see it, and keep that one camera under there that they showed on social media following all the shenanigans that went on, where Elias, after he got beat down by two just very fucking weak-ass clubbing blows to the back, laid underneath the ring, and I swear to God, the man looked like he was crying. It looked like he was crying real tears, like, why am I working here? He was crying worse than Dolph Ziggler. It's just, oh God, what am I doing under this ring, fighting over a fucking toy? I feel bad for the guy, man. Elias defeats R-Truth to win the 24/7 championship, and then R-Truth defeats Elias to win it back again. Flip-flopping this title within the course of 10 minutes again. In the back, we get another Alistair Black promo. Same exact promo that we got last week. It's making him kind of look desperate in ways. Like, why he's sitting in the back like, why won't anybody fight me? What's wrong with everybody? Why won't anybody fight me? I'm just going to sit here until somebody comes to fight me. I got news for you, buddy. Nobody's going to come to fight the guy sitting there going, hey, you want to fight? You want to fight me, buddy? Come fight me, bro. I just want to fight. I just want to fight anybody. Let me fight. If you were just standing in the park and there was some guy in the corner going, yeah, somebody fucking fight me, man. Are you going to go and fight this guy? You going to see anybody go and fight the crazy guy in the corner going, yeah, fucking fight me. I'm sitting here in the dark. I want somebody to come fight me. Fuck out of here. They're making Alistair Black look like a chump. This guy should be saying no fucking words. His music should hit. He should rise from the smoke. He should go to the ring. Some fucking schlub should fade to black. And then that should be the end of it. He can go back to his hotel. He could bang Zelina Vega. And he don't have to fucking say 2 words. Boom. Alistair Black in a fucking nutshell. But no, now you got him in the back begging for people to come fight him in the dark. After this, guess who we go back to see once again? Shane motherfucking McMahon. Came down to the ring with the Revival. The Revival are here as part of the wild card. And they felt it necessary now to let it be known that tag teams count as one. There's 2 people on the team, but they only take up 1 slot in the fucking wild card. Oh, God. I hate this company. During this whole bullshit that Shane McMahon was spewing, I was only listening with one ear, which was probably still listening too much. I barely heard anything he was saying. All I heard was blah, 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 Roman Reigns, blah, 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 Super Shit Down, blah, 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 blah. And I definitely can hear over him, which I would much rather hear, were the chants of "this is boring" and the chants of CM Punk, which I know a lot of you guys hate the CM Punk chant, but you need to understand that we're not actually chanting for CM Punk. It is simply a chant in defiance. It's like, you guys suck so much right now, and we hate this show so much, we're going to cheer for a guy that hasn't been around for 10 fucking years at this point. It's an act of defiance. So everybody who's getting ready to go, oh, did you hear this Punk chants, man? Fucking Marks who wants CM Punk. No, dickweed. That's their WWE Universe's way of telling Vince that this fucking show sucks, but he doesn't hear it that way. And maybe it would be smarter for you guys to sit in the audience and go, this show sucks for fucking 2 hours. Maybe then he'll get the message than to chant for CM Punk. All of this to have fucking Roman Reigns come down once again. This time he's comparing Roman Reigns to a neutered dog. We got to talk about balls once again. We talked about Triple H's balls last night. Tonight we're neutering fucking Roman Reigns' balls. Fucking balls, everybody. That's all I can think of as I'm watching fucking both of these shows. Fucking balls. Oh my God, what is this? Of course, Roman Reigns comes down to the ring. The Revival come out and meet him onto the ramp. Reigns fights them off because they're a couple of pieces of trash. They meant absolutely nothing. Shane McSweaty McNutbag is in the fucking middle of the ring, and he goes for Shane McMahon, but gets hit by a Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre out of nowhere, taking a page from Randy Orton's book. This is the same exact fucking segment we've been seeing from these people week in and week out now, twice a week ever since this fucking feud has begun. Shane McMahon then gives Roman Reigns a spear and jumps around because he thinks he's money. And right now all he is vomit inducing. Makes me want to change the channel. Alexa Bliss defeats Charlotte Flair, Carmella to earn the SmackDown Women's title opportunity at Stomping Ground. There was a couple of decent spots in this matchup, if we're going to be honest, which is what I do. And then one of them came from Alexa Bliss. And while Charlotte Flair had Carmella in the figure 8, Alexa Bliss came off the top rope with a twisted bliss right through the sternum of Charlotte Flair. Very impressive spot there. Other than that, everything was more of the same that you would see. There was a little bit more action than you would expect from Alexa Bliss. She did a flipping sunset flip bomb at one point. Took me by surprise. I don't think I ever remember seeing her do that before. But the fact that this woman, Alexa Bliss, would win this matchup, the only woman on the other show who was competing in this matchup, is going to ensure that Bayley will now have a reason to be on Monday Night Raw and bring the SmackDown Women's Championship with her to further all this bullshit until we get to the Super Shitdown and through the Super Shitdown into Stomping Grounds. So great. Now we're going to be overexposed with this show after show after show until this Alexa Bliss storyline is over with. And why is she being put above girls like Naomi? She's not part of SmackDown Live anymore. Well, neither is fucking Alexa Bliss. So you could have Naomi doing the same fucking thing Alexa is doing. Well, I was a former SmackDown Live Women's Champion too, bitches. Remember that? Have all the former SmackDown Live Women's Champions. Well, like I said, what about fucking Asuka? She was a former SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Why isn't she going out there to talk some shit? I would much rather see Bayley versus Asuka any day of the week. That's the first time ever. Bayley versus Asuka with a championship on the line at a major WWE pay-per-view. I'm down for that. Bayley versus Naomi, Bayley versus Ember Moon for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I would even take Bayley versus Charlotte again over fucking Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Not anything really to do with Alexa Bliss, but more along the lines of the fact that it just doesn't make sense. And once again, like we keep saying every time these weird situations pop up, and I don't believe it's going to be the case, unless Alexa's going to win that championship, bring it to Monday Night Raw, and then unify it with Becky Lynch's championship to have one unified women's division, then there is no point in doing this at all. Things get even weirder as we have a Lars Sullivan exclusive interview. Kayla Braxton Bot is in the middle of the ring. She's asking him all kinds of weird questions and saying that they excuse me here. Sullivan says his primary function is to show the world that it isn't all rainbows and sunshine. He's here to show the world pain. Then Kayla asked him about the Lucha House Party at the Super Showdown. Sullivan recited the Three Blind Mice poem. You got a 300-pound man that you're calling a freak standing in the middle of the ring reciting nursery rhymes. The crowd was not having it. The crowd was chanting boring. They just were definitely not into it. There is no reason why this guy should be speaking. Much like Alistair Black, there are some people that don't need to be talking. Once upon a time, that's the role of a manager. That's what their purpose was, to take the guys that aren't too good at getting themselves over and giving them an outlet to speak through somebody that is better at speaking than they are. It is a lost art. It is something I'm trying to do and trying to perfect every single day at House of Glory. It is something that the WWE needs to institute and stop making it just be female valets and women who accompany men to the ring, and let's have some fucking managers again, and some of these guys will get over. Half of them will get over just based on the time when they finally turn on that manager that has been guiding them all this way. It's a proven fucking historical fact in professional wrestling. Why it's not done? Only God fucking knows why. Lars Sullivan got booed out of the building. And all of this was time wasted, which could have been given more to the next segment, which would be Andrade versus Apollo Crews, which actually didn't get started because Andrade would attack Apollo Crews before the match would even begin. He would get him into the hammerlock DDT and execute it beautifully, and then would be attacked by the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor, not in his demon form tonight, as you would expect. Andrade would gain control, however, and took out Finn Balor with the hammerlock DDT as well, and that segment wrapped up really, really quickly. And all I can do is think of all the time I had to waste tonight listening to Stain McStuntman, and all the time listening to Lars Sullivan, and all of the wasted TV time tonight where we could have got something maybe a little bit more special here. This could have went a little bit further. They could have got a little bit more involved. You could have got into the arena, gotten to the fans, made it a little bit hardcore. Make it a little bit exciting. Not just Andrade hitting 2 hammerlock DDTs and moving the story along to Friday. They did a recap from Monday Night Raw last night about the Undertaker's comments, talking about who's going to be next in line to go into Vince's office to collect their paychecks. Tonight, Goldberg responds to The Undertaker. He had his regular Goldberg entrance. The Goldberg song started up. Goldberg, he's an old berg. No one likes you but a Goldberg. And then he would do his old fucking school entrance all the way from the back locker room door, wearing his fucking stupid Goldberg t-shirt, with his Santa Claus white beard and his Goldberg bald head, and came to the ring, thanked the fans, and then pretty much said exactly what The Undertaker said last night. Said he's waited 20 years for this opportunity. He's always wondered what it was going to be like to face The Undertaker. You know who else is wondering that? Sting! I'd much rather see that. Even at this stage in the game, I would be excited for that match. This match, not so much. Goldberg talked about how The Undertaker doesn't want Family Berg. I don't want Dad Berg. I don't want Goldberg dead. I want Goldberg, the unstoppable killing machine, the 173 NO beast from the WCW. And that fucking Goldberg has been missing since around the year 2000. That Goldberg didn't even show back up in the WWE the first time he came around. So he's looking for the wrong guy, that's for sure. That's for shit sure, because that Goldberg has been long gone. They ain't finding him nowhere. The fans broke into a fucking Goldberg chant as if they really gave a shit. I don't know why. I really don't. I think the current pulse of the modern casual fan just fucking chants for whatever is put in front of them. They could literally bring anybody out there and they'll just start a chant, "It's the ref, it's the ref," just so that they fucking feel involved. Maybe for some of them it's something their grandpa used to tell them. "Oh, remember Grandpa used to tell us those stories when he chanted for the gold guy? No, that was gold dust. No, man, he said it was the one, the iceberg, the gold. No, that was glacier. No, I'm talking about the Goldberg. Yeah, no, that was it. Grandpa used to like the Goldberg. Let's chant his name for Grandpa. Goldberg, Goldberg." Goldberg tells The Undertaker, "You're next to rest in peace." And then the gongs go off and the lights go out and The Undertaker comes there standing face to face when the lights go back on. And nothing happens and they're just standing there stare. And then the lights go off and the lights go back on. And The Undertaker's gone, leaving Goldberg standing there. And nothing happened. And then they finish the show running down the card for the Super Showdown and then showing replays of Stain McStuntman spearing Roman Reigns as we fade to black, because that's the most important story. We just did this whole main event bullshit with these two legends in the industry, and you still had to go back one last time to make us see the sweat of Shane and the big dog. Just for good measure. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your fucking review of SmackDown Live. I don't know if it's just the fact that the Super Showdown shit down has made everybody infinitely more fucking stupid, or they were forced into trying to turn shit into something more than shit, which is impossible based on what they're coming up with at this rate. Two awful go-home shows to bring us into what is going to be just a chore to watch. I don't want to watch it any more than you do, but I promise you guys that I will. It is definitely not worth my time to do a preview and predictions of the entire card because I fucking hate this card, but I will be here to bring the hammer down on the Super Showdown Friday evening after the show's conclusion, and I hope to see you guys all there. We will be putting up one more Super Showdown match simulation before we get to Friday. Which match, we might ask? Well, you're going to have to wait and see to find out. And the best way to make sure that you don't miss a thing on this channel is to make sure you are subscribed to Sledgehammer TV. Become one of the over 1,500 strong that are growing by the minute that know that when you want your wrestling and entertainment news bullshit free and full of truth and justice, that Sledgehammer TV is the place to be. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss anything we got coming at you this week as we lead on into the Super Showdown and beyond. Moving into the summer, looking forward to our 4th birthday here on YouTube, and I'll keep you guys filled in on all of that as we get closer. Don't forget to check out the Monday Night Raw review. We did a review of Double or Nothing. We've got the Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing. We talked about the Jon Moxley interview. Anything your wrestling heart desires is right up here in the annotations above my head. Click and watch at your leisure, and don't forget, like you're going to do right now for this video, to smash that like button on every single video that you watch, especially if you enjoyed everything that we did to you today, anything that I said here today. If I made you laugh, if I made you cry, if I made you understand why, hit that thumbs up for me right now. And to all of you fucking people, let me throw this one last thing out there. All of you fucking idiots that are tuning into my Jon Moxley coverage of the interview with Y2J, and you're giving me a fucking thumbs down because I'm not the actual fucking interview from Y2J's fucking podcast. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you be on YouTube, you fucking ass clown, looking for something that you could get at Talk is Jericho, which is completely fucking free. You don't have to pay for it. You type it in your fucking web browser. Boom, Talk is Jericho comes up. You can listen to the whole fucking interview. But you ass clown, you want to come to my fucking channel and leave a comment going, oh, I wanted to fucking see the full interview. I don't want to hear your analysis. Well, then get the fuck out of here. What are you doing here? If you're not looking for analysis, then why are you fucking watching me? Especially when it's something so easily found, you ridiculous fucking ass clown. So if that was you that giving me a fucking thumbs down because I wasn't the interview for Chris Jericho and I was me talking about it, then fuck you. Alright? Take your fucking thumbs down and shove it up your ass. Just had to get that out there. It's been bothering me because I've never had a fucking video get so many dislikes, and if it's because of my analysis of it, then that's fine, but I can't believe that to be the case. And I got people throwing up comments, oh, where's the interview? I don't want clips. You're lucky I gave you the fucking clips, jerk off. I fucking hate people sometimes. Keep that kind of shit up. You find yourself on the outside looking in. But don't be afraid of me because of my little rant, and don't be afraid to invite your friends to come on along and share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they need a place to go to vent their frustrations about the current state of the WWE product. That, my friends, is it. I'm sorry for that little outburst, man. I had to come out. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and his tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone. The most important member of this team, as always, is each and every one of you. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you Friday for the Super Shitdown review and reaction show right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com.